Hi everybody, welcome back. This is lesson 2 of our Trinity Chess Club, an opportunity for you to learn a bit more about chess, how to play the game, what the rules are and strategies, and hopefully some tips to improve and help you start to win. Last week, the first lesson, I covered just how the pieces move. Today I'm going to talk about attacking and how pieces get taken, when to take, and kind of what to do with your pieces to make sure you are protecting them. So if we look at this setup here, perfectly possible setup, where you've got some pawns all linked up together like this, and we're thinking, okay, what do we do? Now we said last week, pawns, they can move forwards if there's nothing in front of them, but they take diagonally. So if it's my turn, if I'm white, I could move this pawn here, that's fine, no problem, but I can't move this pawn forward here because it's blocked, and you can't take forward, it's not how it works. So I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to try and attack one of the other pawns? So I could move this pawn forward here. And I'm thinking, okay, then on my next turn, I could take diagonally. However, if I move my pawn to here, he's not protected. And this guy is just going to take him like that. And I've just lost a pawn for absolutely no reason. So I wouldn't want to do that. So you've always got to think, when you move, are your pieces protected? So if my position was different, if my position was here, well, now I can move my pawn forward. Because I can move forward here, I'm attacking this pawn. But if he takes me diagonally, this guy here is defending it, so he can take back. And I've still got an advantage because I've got 2 pawns versus his 1 pawn, and then I can start to move the other pawns forward and keep attacking as well. And even if he takes me, it's protected because this pawn's here. We've got this nice diagonal line, so take, and now he's got no pawns left, and I've still got 1. Looking at other pieces as well, so we talked about some other pieces. If we put some bishops and some knights, let's get another. So we could have something like this. Let's move it to, that seems reasonable. Okay, so again, let's say it's my turn again, and I'm white, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to attack some of these pieces. Now, my bishop here, so this one, the bishop on the light colored squares, can move diagonally. So at the moment, it's not able to move anywhere that's going to create an attack, apart from the king, and we'll cover that later. The knight, now if I move my knight here, okay, now he would get taken there, undefended, so it's not too bad because the bishop's defending it. But I'm thinking, where can I attack a piece? So look at this bishop, the dark squared bishop, can move here, but at the moment the dark squared bishop is threatening this knight, and there's nobody defending it. So if I do here, take, knight is gone, and I've just captured a piece, which is good for me. If the setup was a bit different, if it was something like this, then I'd be thinking, okay, if I take, he'll take me back. Sometimes that's good to do, sometimes it's not. So when you're thinking about taking a piece, sometimes you know if you'll take a piece, you'll lose a piece at the same time. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. So if we just did something like this, let's do a setup here. So we've got our queen. Now the queen, remember we said, the queen can move in any direction. The bishop can move diagonally. So if we just change the setup again slightly, let's have this one here. And let's have, another rook down there. Okay, so if it's white's turn, if I'm white, now I could take this bishop, but then I'm going to lose my queen. So what's happened there? Well, I had a queen, the black player only had a bishop, and suddenly, I've lost my queen and they've only lost the bishop. That's not good for me. However, if I was black's turn, the player with the black pieces definitely wants to take because the queen is much better than the bishop. So even though I lose my bishop, I've taken their queen. And that's a really important thing. If you're ever wondering what are the best pieces, which ones do I want to keep, if you see on the right hand side there, that's kind of the order of how good they are. This pawn is the weakest piece, then you've got your knight and your bishop. They're about the same, although the bishop is slightly better. Then your rook is better than either of those, and the queen is by far the best. So you always want to move to protect your queen. So that's the super important thing when you're playing chess. It's always thinking about, if I take somebody, is it defended? So if I do a little setup like here, if I was the player playing white, what piece would I want to attack? Well, I don't want to take the bishop, because if I take the bishop, I'm going to get taken by the rook, and that is not good. But if I take the rook like this, remember I can go diagonally as well, the rook is unprotected, and suddenly I'm now in a really, really strong position, okay? So again, keep playing, have a game yourself, let me know how you get on, but that's just a few little tips on chess on how to take pieces and how to protect them as well.